The secret behind Daniel's second body has always been something everyone has wondered about. In fact, it's the biggest mystery in the entirety of Lookism. And I have a theory on what it actually might be. So to start things off, I will explain to you the current information we have about the second body. To start with the obvious information that we know, it is extremely identical to Daniel's main body, with it possessing both Daniel's copy ability and UI ability, which is important because Daniel's UI ability is very unique to him. It's incredibly strong, but it's not the strongest thing in the verse, and the main reason why people think it is the strongest thing in the verse is because of the narrative of it being the perfect body. The why it's actually called the perfect body, at least when we're referring to strength, is because how balanced the stats is. What I mean by that is that Daniel can actually specialize in any fighting style. The best example I think of is both Gunn and James, and how both their fighting styles specialize in two completely different things. One is brute strength and both losing through everything, meanwhile the other one is speed and efficiency. Another reason it's called the perfect body is obviously because of Daniel's looks and his height. Another important thing to note is that the body itself seemingly doesn't grow stronger. The reason why I say this is because the second body cannot put on any weight, which means it cannot get any weaker as well, meaning it's hard stuck at its current level. Final thing to note is that the body does have its own consciousness. It looks like Daniel in his heat mode, and for some reason it cannot take control of his main body. But the body does talk to Daniel and seemingly has information on the future. With that being said, what do I believe Daniel's second body to be? I believe Daniel's second body is actually just Daniel's body from the future. And not just that, I believe this is when Daniel dies. So with it being Daniel's dead body from the future, it would explain a couple of things. Starting off, why Daniel's body has a consciousness but yet it doesn't take control of his second body. Being that the body is already dead, so his consciousness cannot take control of it. That would also explain why the body doesn't get stronger or weaker throughout the series. That being because the body is stuck in one singular point in time to keep it from decomposing. It also explains why it has Daniel's ability, and it looks like Daniel and is also the person that little Daniel is growing into. Instead, it also means that there are two completely different timelines in Lookism. One where Daniel got his second body and went down a completely different path from the one where he did not and went and died. Top of that, I also have a theory for how the timeline goes down and where did Daniel die. Starting off with where did Daniel die, I think we just passed the point where he was supposed to die. I believe that Daniel was actually supposed to die in the Busong arc when he fight Kitty. The reason why I believe Kitty killed him was because of his personality in the original timeline. But I do believe that there is a debunk to this, that being Crystal Choi's second body, but I do have a way to answer this as well. That being the timeline. The way I actually see it going now is that Daniel actually moved to Seoul, but he didn't receive his second body, meaning that he didn't become friends with Zack, Fosco, and all them type of people. But because he moved to Seoul, he was still thrust into all of the gang violence, which forced him to get stronger by his own terms. And because of that, his personality got a little nastier, and well, it led to him not having the friends that he has in current Lookism. But because of him deciding to change his life way sooner and get stronger, he gets stronger way faster in the timeline and runs into Kitty, which Kitty doesn't like his personality and chooses to kill him. And because of that, for some weird supernatural reason, Daniel's body got sent back into the past where Charles Choi actually finds his body. When he finds it, he's actually amazed by the second body, so he goes ahead and research it, also enlisting Jin Young Park's help to try understanding it, with Jin Young believing this is something that Charles made because he was poor and he needed money. He helps him make another body, which is Crystal Choi's body, but something is unique about the second body, the fact that it doesn't have the same physical conditions that Daniel's body have. At the same time, Charles was also trying to research the second body and understood that the body was useless to him until the original owner finds it, that being Daniel, which is why he leaves it in his house. Around this time, I also believe that Charles actually launched his plan to kill Gapyeong Kim, sending Kitty and James to do the job, but Jin Young figured out and left him, which lets Charles send James and Kitty to go ahead and tries to kill him, with Jin Young going into hiding. Meanwhile, at the same time, Charles goes and gets a job at the prison and runs into Gunn, where he decides to replace James with Gunn, and decided after James goes after all the first year gangs, he would disappear and become the head of PTJ Entertainment, becoming DG. Some years later, Daniel moves back into his house and the story takes off from there with the main story that we know. But that's all I could really think about for the second body. Let me know what y'all think about the theory. Did y'all like it? Did it suck? It probably sucked. Do you think it makes sense? Do you have your own theories on the second body? I would love to hear.